between the functional ability of the person or the verbal coordination of the person and what is expected. It is possible for almost anybody to know that one is getting disrupted, is getting cognitive dissonance, inability to be able to coordinate what one says and what one does. Any form of dissonance can be identified early enough, and therefore it is possible for somebody to be treated. Since it is treatable to a large extent, on our speaker, and we know people who have been going for mental, curative medicine for a very long time, and they have lived a more or less normal life, then it is to be good for us to consider devolving this particular function to the smallest unit possible, so that you can, first of all, diagnose early and then treat the cases so that we do not get our people going beyond, living beyond the level of concern or the level of human being, as it were. Honourable Speaker, having seen those few remarks, I wish to support that this House passes this particular motion. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Honourable members, we recently lost a very hard-working magistrate, Madam Monica Kivuti, shot by a police officer whose duty, was to gather. I don't know how you would relate incidences such as that to this particular motion. That is why I was saying this motion is very critical. If you see the number of police officers shooting themselves, I think it was yesterday when I was seeing some lady strip herself naked at some airport. All those dimensions, to me, are very critical in the context of this motion that requires that mental health facilities be established in all healthcare facilities. I want to give the chance now to the Honorable Rachel Nyamai as a public health practitioner.
I was not ready. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I will first of all congratulate the Honorable Mishi Mboko in absentia. She's very busy dealing with the matter of appointments committee, but she has brought us a very important matter that we need to deal with, matter of this motion on mental health, ensuring that we have at least a unit of taking care of people with mental issues at the county level. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution gives us the assurance that everyone should have the highest right to health care, the highest level of support being guaranteed by our Constitution. This may not be the situation at the moment, but the country still endeavors to get there. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Mishi Mboko is calling upon this House to push for having a possibility of people with mental situations to be handled at our dispensaries, at our level 3 and level 4 facilities that are in our counties. And I must say from the onset, I really support this. Honorable Speaker, it is important to note that we used to have matters of mental health with a few people when we were. Today, we have more and more cases of mental health. When you go to our local villages, you hear people saying, this person is cheesy, Mr. Speaker, which is a very unfortunate word, Mr. Speaker, because some of these people are young people who may have gotten into drugs, others who may have been disturbed because of one situation or another, others are disturbed because of the economic situation in the country, others are disturbed because of the family situation, and it is a matter that we have to raise to the occasion as this House to make sure that we have someone who can identify from the lowest level of care, someone who can diagnose. Even if they cannot do treatment at that level, at least they will be able to refer to the next facility. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also say that I agree with this motion that we need to push training. You realize that not many people would like to be trained in this line of psychiatric care. It is very important that our young people see the need. And the only reason they'll see the need is that they need to identify that there is a possibility of being hired, not only at Kenyatta National Hospital, not only at MTRH, but not only at the national level or the regional big hospitals, but that they'll be hired from the lowest facility. So I encourage young people to get trained so that we have people who can take care of our people. Honorable Speaker, you have just raised a very important matter, that we have a magistrate seated on her seat. And we have a situation of a police officer shooting the magistrate. And it is extremely unfortunate that she died. But Mr. Speaker, why is this happening? This person may have had mental stress. As we sit in this house, we do not know what that person was going through. But maybe the people who are around him may have observed something. And if this situation was taken earlier, it may have been addressed before the magistrate was shot. Mr. Speaker, we have seen cases of young people throwing themselves from the 4th floor, from the 3rd floor, and dying. And more happening on a daily basis. And Mr. Speaker, it is time that the Ministry of Health got serious with this and given us the statistics of people who have committed suicide within the age or below 35. Because maybe we are dealing with a more serious crisis than we know in this house. So, Mr. Speaker, it is important that we take up this matter, that we have people from the lowest facility where we can have people diagnosed. Mr. Speaker, it is not only among young people. Honorable Speaker, I'm taking care of my mother who is over 75 years, and I'm dealing with dementia. And I know that if members of this house were given an opportunity to tell their stories, or people in our villages to tell their stories, after dealing with non-communicable diseases, high blood pressure, blood sugar, and all that. Mr. Speaker, because people are living longer, now we are dealing with cases of dementia. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that it is important for anybody, for example, my people, the people I serve in this house, from Motomo, from Ekanga, from Moda, from Kanziko, from Ekoda, from Kamotei, to be able to walk to a health facility in Ekoda and present their mothers and mothers with dementia, and that they should be handled from that facility. So this is a serious matter, Honorable Speaker, and it is a matter that we cannot ignore as a house. Mr. Speaker, poor diagnosis is a bigger challenge. That people are being locked up in the cells because a young man came with disturbed, this person is throwing stones, and when they are seen by the chief and assistant chief, then they are taken to the police station. When they are taken to the police station, then the police station puts them in the cell, and they are staying in cells for 6 months. Someone with mental health challenge, Honorable Speaker, and is being locked up in cells for 6 months can only get worse. So, Mr. Speaker, this misdiagnosis can only be handled when we have people at the local facility. And these are the people who will be able to tell the police officers that what we are dealing here may not be a crime issue, but it is a health issue. Honorable Speaker, people with mental health challenges have chronic pain. You realize that someone has so much pain and they do not understand themselves, so they do not even have the ability to go and present themselves to a health facility. So their healthcare seeking behavior changes and they are not able to take care of themselves. And Honorable Speaker, this also affects the people who are taking care of them. So you realize that you have a sick person with a mental issue who is being taken care by people who do not understand that they have mental health challenges, and then it becomes a circle. And this can be handled if this motion is passed in this house. It is only urging, but I hope we get to a level of not only urging, but an implementation stage where things will happen. Mr. Speaker, if there is misdiagnosis of people with health issues, mental health issues, you realize that people become inactive. And you find someone seated in their houses from morning to evening, not having done anything. Others locking themselves in their bedrooms and ensuring that it is dark the whole day. Lack of activity, lack of development of the country. So we cannot ignore it because mental health problems are causing inactivity. Then this inactivity brings lack of development of the country. So we cannot ignore this anymore. Honorable Speaker, we will ensure that more people are not incarcerated, more people are taken care of, our people are living better quality life, our people are taken care by people who are properly trained to take care of them. And Honorable Speaker, we reduce the level of motivation. Mr. Speaker, you'll be surprised that even where we sit, we could be having people with mental challenges that have not been addressed. People who are not motivated at all to do anything, Mr. Speaker. So what Honorable Mishi is calling for is that it is extremely important that we have that we have people who are trained to take care of mentally health patients from the lowest to the highest level. This is not a national government matter. It is a matter that concerns the national government and the counties. So Mishimboko is calling for a level of collaboration and integration. So, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me a chance to make a comment. I fully support this motion. God bless you.
Thank you, the Honorable Dr. Nyamai. Honorable members, before we continue, allow me to do this while standing. Let me welcome the following institutions of learning to the House of Parliament. Number one is ELCK, Iteiro Girls Primary Boarding and Junior Secondary School in Bonchari constituency in Kisii County. The second institution, Zogango Primary and Junior School pupils and students from Karachuonyo constituency in Homa Bay County. That's my home county. That is why I'm standing as I welcome them, honorable members. The students with their teachers or instructors are welcome to the National Assembly to observe the proceedings in their learning tour. Why is the Honorable Charles Onchoke, the MP for Bonchari, lawyer and finance mind from the Central Bank to Parliament, do say something and welcome both your pupil students and the ones from Ugango Primary in Karachuonyo constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity on behalf of the House to welcome Iterio boarding, primary boarding, which is in my constituency, and Oganga from Karachuonyo. Iterio Girls is one of the top performing schools in the country. I also dare say, Mr. Speaker, that that is a school where my wife went for elementary education. So for both schools and your staff, this is the National Assembly where the members of Parliament who represent the people from all the constituencies all over the country come to make laws, appropriate resources, carry out oversight functions as required by the Constitution. So you have a very rare opportunity to come and learn what goes on in the country. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to add that Parliament maybe should open its doors. We have an open day when many more Kenyans can come and see what goes on. So for the schools, Iterio is just one of the 86 schools from Bonchari that have had this opportunity to come and see what goes on here. You're most welcome, learn as much as possible, interact with the members and other staff of the Parliament as much as possible, so that when you go back home, you can share your experiences on what goes on here in the House. Most welcome, and thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to welcome the two schools.
The Member of Parliament for Kisii County, in 1 minute.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm also excited to see our learners. And when I joined school and I knew how to read and write, there are professors who came to our school and told us, Mr. Speaker, the beautiful thing about learning is that when you learn and you grasp everything, no one can take it from you. At least it taught me to learn and believed that if it's something that no one can take from me. My county, Kisii and Nyamira, there is this thing of FGM. It can be done on you by force, by fire. Someone can take something from you. You know what I'm talking about. But with education, no one can take it from you. It is yours and yours forever. So grab it, stay with it, and own it. Welcome to Bunge, and you are our leaders tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako, the Deputy Majority Whip in the National Assembly.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to add my voice to this very important motion that is being debated, as I also congratulate Honorable Mishi Boko for coming up with this motion that is touching on the lives of many families in our country today. And I congratulate her and pray that soon and very soon this will take or get the national attention, and that anybody who is suffering from mental health will get the necessary attention. Honorable Speaker, it is true that it is the right of everybody to get the healthcare services and also all the health services that we need in our nation. But looking at the mental care, it has been something that has affected our country in a huge way, but very minimal attention has been given to it. In our country today, many people go through mental health as a result of the challenges that people go through. Even our young people in schools, the high school students, majority of them go through a lot of stress, and even the primary school, because of the syllabus, the hardship, the challenges their parents face at home, the marital problems in families have caused a lot of stress and mental health problem to many people in our country. And that is why I support this motion and suggest that even in our schools, even in our primary schools, counseling the young people, and also having a department that takes care of mental health should be established, so that in case of anything, then any child can be given that attention. Honorable Speaker, for those who are going to high school or who are already in high school, we know very well that our young people, and especially the teenagers, are going through a lot of stress because of the life that we are in today. And that is why even in our high schools, we need to have a department that takes care of our young people, and especially girls' school, whereby we see that many girls go through a lot of things. Others have gone through FGM, others early pregnancies, others have problems with their parents who have separated, and they need to be just supported mentally so that they can stand on their own and be healthy. Honorable Speaker, when you look at our police officers, many have committed suicide. Many have even finished their whole family, and at the end of the day, committed suicide. Just because of the stress that they are in, and maybe they are not able to meet their expectations, they are not able to feed their families, or they are not able to progress as they want to progress. And that is why many people just take bullet and they finish their lives. But if we have systems in place, if we put measures in place so that our people can be taken care of mentally, then we will have that very healthy families, very healthy society, and we will be able to enjoy the life as God has given us. Looking at our KDF also, Kenya Defense Force, Honorable Speaker, we all know very well that they also go through so many things. And we know that they have people who give them a bit of counseling. We know that they have people who help them in different ways. But having a department that really takes care of mental health, then it can be a good thing. Again, resolving that the national government, through the Ministry of Health, takes care of healthcare, and also going into the counties. Because even in counties, I think we can have one headquarter at the county headquarter, but then have satellite centers where people can be taken care of. Like my county is one of the largest. In fact, it is the largest. And you can travel for 300 kilometers before you get to the headquarters. So it is only good and practical if we have satellites, centers in every constituency and in every maybe dispensary, so that Kenyans will be taken care of, Kenyans can be guided, and people can be healthy mentally and also physically. Honorable Speaker, this is a good motion that we all need to support, and as a nation, we need to give it necessary attention, and if there is any funds that is needed, we need to set it aside so that we can take care of our people, because a healthy nation will always be a good thing for any government. And even if we want to promote people or enhance our education system, even if we want to employ people, even if people get, good businesses, without good mental health, we cannot be able to progress and achieve all our goals. And that is why I urge honorable members to seriously contribute on this, and also make sure that whatever we are requesting is done and that it is implemented for the benefit of our nation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Charles Onchoke, make your contributions to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to make a contribution to this very important motion. First, I want to commend the sponsor of this motion. That is timely, that is the correct thing to do. The mental illness manifests itself in many ways. Like one of my colleagues said here, you go to any place, we're finding people with mental illnesses. But the problem is sometimes we don't have the ability to even recognize those who are suffering from this illness. Just a personal something